Let's get this show on the road. Welcome to Circuit of the Americas, or COTA as it's also called, which is located in Texas, where I'm sitting right now. It's about 3.5 hours south of Dallas, where I live, and it's just outside Austin. And it's been a very popular track here in Texas. They do a lot of motor racing. They also do a lot of racing with motorcycles and such. So it has 20 turns, and it's 5.5 kilometers or 3.4 miles, this old track. It broke ground in 2010 and completed and opened it in 2012. So it's been going for a while. I was there on the inaugural race for Formula One. It was a lot of fun. What else? We should look at our standings. So let's get that up on the screen. Let's start with bronze. There we go. So we have Brian Banks, Nick Newcomb, and Neil Leader. That was the podium last race. Frank Tennant, very nicely done there, P4, and Mike Mileski, P5. Mike is not able to race today. He's traveling up from Arizona to his home up in Canada. Then if we look at silver, Peter David won, Daniel Britos second, and all this was Paul Ricard, Randy Zimmer P3, Richard McKay P4, and Hugo Caballero P5. And when it comes to platinum, we have Brad Meares P1, John Saunders P2, Steve Young P3 in Lamborghini, 2 Lamborghinis on the podium, and then Nissan, which is a little bit unusual to see. Steve Howells and Paulo Novas rounding up the top 5 there on the platinum. So let's look at the cars running the race here while we are acknowledging our sponsors. So Castle & Cauldron, as you know by now, it's a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts collectible. I can never say that right. Fairies, magic wands and potions, etc., etc. So Castle & Cauldron, that's where crafting meets the magical. And Syndeo, technology brokers specialized in voice contact centers, cybersecurity solutions for business. And Syndeo's advisor will help you select the best technology solution for your business. And then we have Sim 3D that provides just about everything you need for your sim rig, dashboards, fan shrouds, mounts, power supply brackets, etc., etc. So we're very grateful for these guys sponsoring us. Let's get on the stream. And I need to look at my projection screen. There we go. All right, so we have, today we have the GT3, 3 classes, platinum, silver, bronze. We are gonna start with the platinum guys being out on the track. And they would be kind of the white background on the number plate there. And we also have the silver then gonna do a 10 minute, and then the bronze gonna do 10 minutes. So pretty long 30-minute qualifying session here. But we'll try to keep that as entertaining as possible. And sometimes we have some people on the chat while we are waiting on, while they are waiting on their turn, so to speak. So right now we have Robert Homer there. He's one of our newer drivers. And I'm gonna look at a little bit some results from the GT3 Sprint, where Robert Homer had a 2:06.8. Let's see what he can do today. The GT3 Sprint best qualifying lap was 2:06.6 by Brian Murray. So he knows this track very well. And how many cars do we have on track right now? We have 37. 37 cars on track. Robert Homer in his pink Porsche. Robert Homer comes from the UK. Hello everyone on the stream. Let me know that you can hear and see what you need to see. I'm gonna switch a little bit with Brian Murray. Hello, hello. Gonna switch around a little bit between different layouts of this leaderboard there, because there's could be track, track penalties. We didn't see that in the sprint though, or the GT2 sprint either. So people were pretty good with that. Move some things around a little bit on my screen. There. Okay, Steve Young just puts in the fastest lap, 2:07.1. But like I mentioned, Brian Murray had the 2:06.6 at the GT3 sprint. See if someone can beat that time. And Brian, you are not racing this contest, am I right? Yeah, I don't see you here, Brian, so... Alright, still. Brian's time is kind of a benchmark. I haven't seen anyone do that quick of a time so far. So 2:07.1. Mr. Maris right behind. So Brad Maris won the race the last time when we did the first race of the season 12, Paul Ricard. No racing on Saturdays, okay. All right, that's cool. Glad to have you as a spectator. So now, fastest lap, Brad Maris. I need to do that graphic a little bit bigger. That's a bit hard to see on the screen on my preview here, so I fix that. Oops, I got really big. Terry Howard, welcome. So we have 10 drivers in the Platinum group racing today. We have as many as 16 signed up. A couple of people signed out of this race, I saw. Don't know if that was because they don't like this race. I mean, who knows? Steve Young has really good pace today, just 2/10 ahead of, or 200s to Mr. Maris there, and Howells is very close too. So overall here we have a pretty close race in the Platinum, and all those guys with the green there are actually working to get running a pretty good time to improve their time. Laurent, let's look at him for a little bit in BMW. He's actually up half a second as he sits right now. Steve Howells right now flirting with best lap. Steve Howells is actually up 2/10. And up to P3 is Steve. Let's see here. Let's get inside his cockpit for a moment. coming on the long straight. See what time he will clock there. He's coming up at 2:58, I think. Don't like the track, Frank? Well, I mean, you have to practice. Practice makes perfect. This is a really difficult track, though, but just have to put in the time, the work. Hard work. Steve Howells is up 3/10 right now. Brad Mary's looking to improve his time. In the meantime, he's up 4/10 is Brad Mary's. Let's see where he is. He comes into turn 11. And yeah, Brad Mary's is up 2/10 right now. Howells in the pits, Homer in the pits. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this leaderboard up instead. Actually, I like that a little bit more. Mary's lost his tempo here. We have Saunders and we have Bird flirting with better time. So up 1/10. Now he lost it. Brad Mary's, he invalidated. Okay, it's Laurent. He has a fun-looking liver there. Okay, looks like it's Brad Maris, Steve Young, Steve Howells, top 3 on the platinum. We're gonna see the silver cars moving. Yeah, 2:07. Not a bad time. And we start to see the silver cars go around. Try to get some space there to start a lap. Almost looks like they're on a formation lap. It's Terry Trowbridge. Dimitri Statis. We had McLaren and Ferrari dominating the top of leaderboard last race for this for the silver team. Paul Ricard, Peter David, Daniel Britos, and Randy Zimmer 1, 2, 3 at Paul Ricard. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, again, this is not a this is a difficult track. Not everyone drives this, so we might see different guys in the top this time. All right, Frank, good luck today. As we see Mike McClellan. Mike McClellan, he didn't race last race, Paul Ricard. But he is a fast guy, so we could see him on the top, in the top here, for sure, in this race. Aaron Shannon. Haven't seen him in a while. Let's see. Yeah, he didn't race last race either. He's in that colorful Porsche. That color scheme is the Those are the basic colors when you're in the printing business or the graphic design business. So those are the, I forgot what it's called now. It's not primary colors, but RGBY. That's used in printing to produce the whole color spectrum. Daniel Britos, fastest right now for this team. Let's see if we can get up some, maybe do personal best times here. So 2:07 was it for the top guys, the platinum. 2:07.5 Paul Novas. So actually what we could do, Brad Marius had 2:07.6. I switched to him to see. So McClellan now fast of the silver, but still 2:09. So there is work to do there by the silver team. They just warming up. Each group doing 10 minutes on this track. Coming through the S's here, you have to be really patient. Goes a little bit wide there. It's tricky. That turn is very tricky. You have to really set it up right to for the next turn there. So I think we're gonna get into someone's car that is in a good position. See where McClellan is. Okay, he's on the straight right now. Jeremiah Robas currently in P19 for the total. Sitting down in the lower third of the silver group. They have about 3.5 minutes left. Caballero, yellow flag. Let's get into the cockpit of McClellan as he's kind of finishing off this lap. This is difficult. You don't want to be too hard on into that corner. Here you also have to be very patient. You see the black lines there where everyone's driving. Kind of need to follow that, hit the apex. It's the braking point. Getting on the throttle nice and early. Let's follow him around one lap. Get on the apex, on the throttle. And many of these, you don't want to go wide because you have this orange kind of bumper thing. McClellan improves his time. 2:08.4 for him as fastest. Here we go. And here's this first corner where you don't really want to be on the inside in the start because you're going to get pinched by everyone. Here you want to go on the right side and it's almost blind coming through here. You start to brake and control your speed. And again, this is where you can easily get track infractions. Setting up. He went in on his little bit weird on the gear. Oh, he's sliding around a little bit. He's losing time compared to his best. Down 0.2 right now. See if he can recover that. Comes into turn 11, braking straight line, and then you turn around and slingshot. Try to get on the throttle as quick as possible. Again, don't go too wide on the right there because you have those orange bumper things. So not too much overlap yet for the silver into the territory of timing for the platinum. It's about the same time as his previous lap. See if we can improve here in the last sector, which I think is the hardest. Getting on the throttle there, don't go too wide. Yeah, he's up 1/10 now. He might be able to improve his time. McClellan didn't race last race, as I mentioned, at Paul Ricard. He's up 1/10. He's gonna get best time. Yeah, he improves his time a little bit. So now we see a little overlap with the guys in the silver there. Hopkins and Santos. Yeah, right, Tara. I hope we're gonna see that. We did a little adjustment, but I think this is just about right. Terry Trowbridge up half a second. And Zimmer is, and McClellan is too. Wow, it looks like people really got some pace all of a sudden. Look at that, Zimmer, 0.7. Yeah, I think even if we might see a little overlap here on this track again, because it's a track that not everyone is so familiar with. Hey, Laurent, welcome to the stream. I see Laurent and Stefan Buckley is on Twitch today. Welcome, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you haven't done that. Where's my graphic for that? There it is. Zimmer is up 1 second. Really getting going here. Last turn now. He's up, still up 1 second. Really finding his groove here. And he's gonna take the spot. There we go. Talk about the overlap. P6 overall is Zimmer here at Circuit of the Americas. Very impressive. Nicely done. And Thomas, P2 there in silver. Very nice. Britos right now, P3. Well done. So, yeah, so they are done now. So now we're gonna start to see the bronze team rolling out. See what the bronze guys can do. Should be nicely rubbered in this track now. Only 37 people, 13 people are missing. But pretty good group here of bronze drivers. Nice to see that. And to remind ourselves, Brian Banks, Nick Newcomb and Neil Leader were on the podium at Paul Ricard for the bronze. Brian Miller, is he a newer guy perhaps? Nikos signed up, but is he there? No, I don't see Nikos. Nikos signed up for this race. And so did David Lawrence, but David Lawrence have signed up or signed out of the whole contests. Every race. Actually, if you intend not to race, don't just go out, kind of sign out of each and every race. Just quit the championship, because then you will actually leave room for someone. If you just signed out, that doesn't give room for people. You actually, if you leave the championship, it will. So. Anyway, but we hope no one will leave the championship, and we have plenty of spots. So, all right. So Terry Howard, he says Banks for another podium today. That's very likely. And Steve Young for the win. Okay. Let's see. Again, I'm just looking back on the results for for the race when it came to the GT3 sprint. Then we had, let's see, I thought that guy was racing there, but he didn't. Oh, never mind. But 2069 was Brian Murray in the GT3 sprint, but we haven't seen that matched today here by the top drivers. Predictive text. See if they start to put in some times. Let's put the personal best up there. We see there a little overlap already with Banks and Vela. Yeah, Brown and Jean-Marie goes up the lead, so to speak, right now for here comes new leader. So I think this could be a little overlap here, and there it comes. Coulomb. Nicely done, sitting now in the fastest time for bronze for the moment. I have our pit wall running if someone wants to have a look at that. Just get some set up your own timing. Yeah, hi Chris. Pole today is Brad Maris, followed by Steve Young and Steve Howells. I think Banks needs to get going here. We saw a lot of last moments of the silver team. There was a lot of people that all of a sudden improved the time dramatically. So it takes a little while, I think, to kind of get into the groove here. As Banks sits in P4, Newcomb that we're riding with right now sits in P30, and Parks slipping down a little bit as people start to improve their times. Yeah, Schmidt here is about to improve his time quite a bit, 0.8. Coming through the S's. It's up a second at this point. Kenny Schmidt, that would push him up to 10. Yeah, that would put him up to like Brian Banks territory there. So we go to Newcomb. Little traffic there among the guys. He sits behind Langlois. Aha, 12-hour endurance, nice. With the Wolfpack, how's it going? Jean-Marie goes off. So Column right now sits with the best lap for bronze. Very nicely done. Risha Column. Good job for him. Where did he place last? Last race, where was he? Ah, he didn't race. He didn't race last race. Well done by him. We haven't seen Tennant. He's not gonna qualify. 28 seconds left. So it looks like Column, leader, and Rodriguez 1, 2, 3 in the bronze. Quite different from Brian Banks, newcomer, new leader, and Frank. So the new guys in top here on this track, which is nice. So qualification is complete. However, Brian is running, a couple of guys running their last lap. See if Brian can climb a little bit. Up 0.4, where would that put him? Well, it would only push him up one position. Let's see where Banks is now. He's improving 0.7, but Column is improving 0.2. Rodriguez is even with his time. Actually, he's under his time. So how many stints are you racing, Chris? I guess it's a 1 hour stint. Okay, Banks P8. Or I'm sorry, 0.8. Is that gonna lift him up? Lost to 1/10. Yeah, there you go. Banks P2 of now the bronze. Very nice. Okay, I think that's it. Kenny Schmidt completed. So that's it for bronze. Column, Banks, and leader. Okay, let's go over to the track walk. So Chris, what you guys should do when you do this, you should use pit wall and get your timing on there. You don't have to stream any video or anything, just for timing, and people can look at the timing and see progression of the race. Let's look at Circuit of Americas. Here comes up to turn 1, that hairpin, coming through the S's, which are heavily influenced from by the Maggis and Beckett's. And then we're coming out to this high-speed section here, coming into the turn 11. This nice hairpin, and then it's long straight, and you're braking hard, straight line, swinging around. The twisty bits and high-speed right turns, and then the last turn 20, and that's Circuit Americas. And we'll be starting the race soon. Getting some things set up on my side here. Hopefully it's going to be a nice and clean race. Beautiful track this, the way they painted that, the Texas star and all that, as you see on the screen. And that's really interesting looking tower there, as we see on the screen right now. Great view over the track. Yeah, Chris, share that link. Like to see that. Doing 3 hours each, 1 times 2 hours, then 1 hour on used tires. Only 8 hours, so they have limited set of tires that you have to negotiate. Wow. So what's the organization doing that? Organizing the race? Okay, let's get organized. There we are. Let's do our little track walk. Read the walk. There we are. Move that around a little bit. That time. Oops. Oh, that was weird. Okay, let's just let's set this up like so. All right, so we have Brad Maris, P1, Steve Young, P2, and we're talking about the Platinum group here. Steve Howells, oh, I'm sorry, went a little bit fast. Steve Howells, P3, John Saunders, P4, Robert Homer, P5, Randy Zimmer, P9, Paulo Nova from Portugal, Mirj Pornov, P8 from Macedonia, Derek Bird, P9, Laurent, which I don't want to butcher his last name, Michael McClellan, P11, Rogerio Santos, P12, P13, Richard Colomb, P14, Thomas Renier, Bruce Hopkins, P15, P16, Daniel Britos, and P17, Terry Trowbridge, P18, Aaron Shannon, Peter David, P19, P20, Jeremy Arobas, Richard McKay, P21, P22, Olli Linnartner, Lee Ellis, P23, Hugo Caballero, P24, Dimitri Statis, P25, P26, Brian Banks, Neil Leader, P27, Joaquim Rodriguez, P28, P29, Nick Newcomb, Jean-Marie Grouillot, P30, P31, Eric Langlois, James Parks, why is he there? Daniel Vela, P33, Kevin Torrance, P34, Kenny Smith, P35, P36, Brian Miller, and Frank Tennant, P37. There we go. Okay. And we close that. Let me set up a couple of things now on our leaderboard. And later in the lap, I'm going to switch a couple of details there. So here we want to have race gaps. There we go. So Zimmer there, silver driver, deep into platinum territory. And then Colomb as well. Really nicely done there. Doing a great overlap with the silver drivers, as we see. Here's the formation. And we are doing one pit stop. I'm gonna set that up, one mandatory pit stop. Here we go. And it's a 50-minute race, 5-0. Here we go, Brad Maris, Steve Young, next to each other. Then we have second rows, Howell, Saunders. Third row, Homer and Zimmer. There's a start. Brad Maris gets off to a good start. Howell's behind as well. Inside line here is tricky, as I have mentioned before. You don't want to get pinched. Let's see, there's a little accident involving car 62. We saw a couple of cars going, bouncing around, touching, just going down a little bit. Couple of contacts in the back, we see. Doesn't really look like anyone was spinning out. Let's see, James Parks comes out. Neil Leader had a little contact there with Torrance, I think. And in the meantime, actually had Steve Young took the lead. Sorry, I missed that. I was just making sure we captured what was going on down further back. But so there's going to be a little fight here. Zimmer in P5, lead of the silver, and Colum is still in the lead for the bronze there. Randy Zimmer, Mirshponov is trading places. There's Zimmer on the inside on that turn. He's taking it easy. There's reports of accidents there. Looks like the first couple of cars have spread out appropriately. Britos and Sherman. Back here, this little cluster of cars. Looking at the Tennant right now. Fighting it out here in the bronze. Tennant was P4 in the bronze last race. Hoping to do exactly that. He goes a little bit wide. He goes on those bumps there. It gives Caballero an opportunity to pass him. Accident involving 15. So that would be Britos. 97. I start to know these numbers now. 97. Steve 44. I know that number too. That is Mr. Tennant. Mr. Tennant looks a little banged up there. But Tennant now P3 here in the bronze. See if he can maintain that. Brad Maris and second and a half behind Steve Young. And Colom sits in for the bronze. He's the number one for the bronze. Actually, that probably gives the Tennant P4 then. We didn't see him, Colum, because he was so far up. Zimmer in the lead for the silver, and Thomas and McClellan. Laurent challenging Zimmer. This is not for position in the group. which is something you need to think about a little bit as you drive here as the strategy. As we get into Strobridge. See how many contacts we had. Oh, we had a lot of contacts. We had 16 contacts in the first lap. That's a lot, but I'm not sure all those were really... Oh, here is a contact again. See reports on the screen. What's going on there? Let's go and do a little replay here. Looks like, I think it was Newcomb that was involved. Oh, there was a stop there. Just in front. Oh, someone gets sideways. That didn't look good. See if we can catch this one. So something happened. Someone stopped in the corner. I'm not sure what was going on there. And we're following here Tennant. See if we can catch this. Oh, Tennant got hit in the back. Oh, wow. Okay. That wasn't good. That was Vela. I don't know if it was an unusual breaking point there or not. Okay, Daniel Britos, P11, he's up 5 positions. Well, actually, in the meantime, Maris is only half a second behind Saunders. Or less. Oh, Mary's dropped back a little bit now. 1.8. 1.7. Steve Howells have the fastest lap though. And here comes Ollie. Ollie runs in P18. He's part of the silver group. So Ollie's P18 is up 4 positions. Yeah, dive bombing is not a good strategy. We see a lot of those. You have to think about when the car in front of you is you. If you're not next to kind of having equal rights to the corner and the guy in front of you, if you turn for the apex, he has the corner and you should not get in there. People have to realize that. That's basic racecraft, and we see so many of these accidents where people just continue and think they can outsmart someone in front, which is very unfortunate. Oh, we see also someone got really, really close. That was, yeah, the producer changed here to start this, but that looked very, very close too. While Steve Young now has the fastest lap. Starting to get comfortable in front of Brad Maris, 1.5 seconds. And Saunders now have the fastest lap, 2.75. As we see Statis getting very close to Ollie behind. And behind Statis we have Ellis. So this is fight for positions right here. This little cluster of cars. And you don't want to dive bomb in turn 1. Oh, we see Vela on the side there. Possibly had an altercation with someone. Don't know what he's doing there. Actually gonna switch over to our timing for from the game. Let's switch to that real quick. There you go. So we can start to see if there's someone that has some sort of a infraction. This is a close little cluster here. And Laurent just passed Zimmer, but then Zimmer came back on him. Very close racing between these two guys. Zimmer and Laurent. I think you say Rouillet. Car 5-5, accident. Oh, they will see someone coming on the inside. Yeah, there was Shannon and Noah that had the altercation. Let's see if we can catch that. Yeah, that's an example. That's a prime example. I think Shannon had turned for the apex. And Nova was not next to him, did not have the right to that corner. So again, I wasn't sure if we saw that exactly right, but it was kind of an example of going on inside. We might see another one here as Ellis comes on the inside. But that was nice and clean. We also see Statis there, really challenging on Ole Linortner. Is he going to make a move? Sliding around a little bit. And Brad Maris. Almost 2 seconds to Sky in front. Then we see Saunders behind Brad Maris there in his soccer-inspired livery. John Saunders, fastest guy on track, 2:07.3. As we see, have the purple. Gets an extra point if you have the fastest lap. Looks like the field is spreading out a little bit. Richard Collum here, he sits nicely there in the lead for the bronze. Great race by him. I wanted to see where he was last. Yeah, so Richard Collum didn't race last race. Unfortunate for him, he would have a decisive lead. Otherwise, if he would have placed well there. And then Kenny Schmidt there in bronze all the way back. Way back. And Zimmer sits in the lead, P2 for in the silver there, and Thomas and McClellan 1, 2, 3 of the silver. So great racing there. Here's Zimmer trying to fight with Rui. I don't know how you say that, Rui. I know Peter David was trying to give me pointers. Rui, I think it might be Laurent Rouillet. So anyway, that's not for position, so hopefully Zimmer gonna be cognizant of that. But Zimmer is in the lead for silver, so he just tries to pass Rouillet, has to get away from Thomas that sits in the back there. Look at Thomas a little bit in his Porsche. Good pace there, and we have McClellan behind him. 1, 2, 3 here for the silver group. While Brad is now 2 seconds behind Steve. So Steve is really finding a good groove here. Paulo Novan is chasing down Mr. Shannon. This is not for position. But Novan is in the higher group, if you will. The platinum. Rogerio Santos, P22. He's a platinum driver way back there. I thought we would see those kind of discrepancies, as this is not the track that everyone drives. If I was Shannon right now, I would actually try to yield to Novan. Although he's chasing Britos there, but if he can do it in a way so he doesn't lose tempo here for Britos, because Novan is kind of a spicy driver, if you know what I'm saying. So you don't want to have a contact that you don't need because he's not in your group. Lee Ellis have a cool looking car. Haven't seen that before. Pilsner. Interesting color scheme. Hugo Caballero just passed the car. Kenny Schmidt. Not for position. Statis and Vela sits way back there. Rogerio Santos, what happened with him? He was spinning off on his own accord. Sorry to see that. So he's certainly struggling here on this track. As you see, he's a platinum driver, but way back. So maybe he's not very used to this. Rogerio Santos driving out of Brazil. Driving the Ferrari. Keeping an eye a little bit on the top here. We see, what do we see? Robert Homer, one of our new drivers, drives in P5, so that's where he started. Mishponov up 2 positions. Here comes Lee Ellis. See if he can make a move. This is for position. Behind there we have Peter David. All of these guys racing for position. Looks like Ellis gets a good run out of that corner. Really hooking up here on Ollie. Oh, he tries on the inside. And Ollie was able to straighten it out after that, but yeah, little contact move there, not recommended. Neil Leader goes into the pits. So we have 31 minutes out of the 50-minute race, so we might start to see some pit stops. A little bit early for that, I think. As we look at Derek Bird, P11. He's down 2 positions, has McClellan in front, not for position. McClellan is in the silver group. Derek is racing in the platinum. I hope you're enjoying the race broadcast. Please press a like. As we see Pornoff here, and Laurent behind him is really taking a wide line. Try to get an advantage. So this is all for position in the platinum group. Good run there by Laurent, but he had to pull back. Yeah, Laurent, he he went out of bounds. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see some penalties here coming with people going wide. It's very, very easy to do on this track. Get penalties. McClellan goes into the pits, running P3 in silver, as we follow Mirch Pornov. Nikos, you are signed up to this championship. Why are you not driving? We want to see you on track. So I think it is only 2 guys that have pitted yet. Parks is in the pits too. Well, actually a few have been pitting. I see that now. I see Nick Newcomb have actually pitted 2 times. So he could probably have some damage earlier. 35 cars on track at the moment. Oh, okay. Nico's away today. All right, hope to see you soon. So we see Thomas Rainier with Derek Bird just behind him. Rainier currently running P2 here in the race in the silver group. Good showing by him. He's up 5 positions. Accident involving car. Let's see if we can catch that. Oh, here's the dive. Go side by side out of that corner, and then there's a bounce. Contact again. Very stubborn contact. Wow. A couple of contacts there. Top 3 has not pitted yet. But yeah, Nick Newcomb was getting his elbows out there. He's driving in almost last. Maybe driving with a little bit of frustration. Yeah, we need to stop with the dive bombs, guys. That's not good racing. Diego Santos. What's he going on there? He's a little bit banged up, Ruggiero. So we'll see. It might be a little bit longer pit stop on some people if they want to do the repairs. Or sometimes, if I don't have any impact, I don't want to do the repair. But then you have to remember to disengage the repair as you go in. Sometimes I've been really frustrated because I forgot about it. Okay, incident. Car 54 or 44. Let's see what happened. Oh, a little. He went wide there, kind of yielding, and then someone came behind and clocked him. Oh, that's... yeah, I hate to see things like that. All right, pit stops are coming through on several of the drivers now. Halfway through the race. Aaron Shannon currently in the lead in silver, but he, I think he normally pits really late. Several drivers are in now in the pit rotation. Oh, here we go. Stop and go, Laurent. Yeah, Laurent have a penalty, as we see on the leaderboard. Yeah, so Stefan Buckley is on the Twitch chat and mentioning that it's turn 1 is hard for the Nissan. So Saunders drives the Nissan here really, really competently. So now Rouillot have to serve his penalty at some point. I think he's the only guy so far that have any penalty. Very crowded in this turn. A lot of cars. See this whole gaggle of cars here. I see Zimmer, Rainier, Thomas, McClellan. Oh, looks like they're backing up behind Eric Langlois that hasn't pitted yet. Langlois goes a little bit wide there. Forge Derek to pass. Langlois is struggling with grip, I think. Possibly going in here the next lap. He kind of just lets people go. Here's P30, Kevin Torrance. Oh, 72. That's Thomas Rainier. Little fighting here in the front. Oh, go side by side. That's Homer in the pink. Tight racing here. Rainier, Homer. Very, very close. Nicely done coming through here on the... And they're also passing, try to pass Langlois. That looks like he's banged up. Langlois have a kind of floppy bonnet. I don't know why he didn't go into the pits the last round. Because he's actually still on the lap. Langlois. Oh, there's a little contact there. Just so in front of us. Yeah. Car 88 runs on the inside there. That was very aggressive driving. Let's do a replay here as we try to... I think is that McClellan? Let's look at these guys now from... I'm doing a replay here. I don't want to look at Parks. I want to look at Rainier. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's that turn there. It's very tempting to kind of run in there. It went pretty well. Okay, so Sky, Saunders, Howells, Maris are out. Little compromise there. Saunders as he comes out. Look at Steve Young had the fastest pit stop between Maris and Saunders. He was about a second faster than Saunders. Interesting. And 7/10 faster than Brad Maris. So that's very impressive. So when Ollie comes in, then everything is sorted as they were. Langlois hasn't gone into the pits. Look at his car. I don't understand that. And it's only 20 minutes left. Unsure why he hasn't gone in. Parks behind him has not gone in either. So when the smoke clears now, so Ollie is still out. Zimmer in the lead. Langlois and Parks in the lead for the bronze, but that's going to change because both of those needs to go into the pits. Unsure of Langlois' strategy there, sitting with that messed up car. We'll see when the smoke clears. Robert Homer, P5 currently. Ollie goes into the pits, so that means that the order gonna be reset here with Steve Young. And you see he has a commanding lead, Steve. There he goes. So Steve took the lead in the first lap. Unfortunately, I missed that because I was so involved in kind of panning the camera on the different drivers as they were coming through turn 1. So Zimmer and McClellan 1-2 for silver because Ollie is now in the pits. Eric Langlois and Parks finally in the pits. Richard Colomb is down the lead for bronze. Still, he has been that for more or less the whole race. He was P9, or he gained 9 positions. As Paolo is chasing Trowbridge. Oh, accident 194. What happened with that? Maybe he was lapping someone. Oh, okay. There it is. The contact there. But still 1.8 ahead of Maris. Yeah, Stefan, yeah, Rollet. Yeah, I think that's the way I got counted by Peter David. Jeremy Robas, quiet time, Pete 17. Up 3 positions, have Peter David right behind him here. Getting a challenge ahead of him, he has Statis. I think they're buddies. Both from Canada. Got a better line through that turn. Statis lost some time. It's up 3 positions is Jeremy. So it seems like it has settled down a little bit now. This is McClellan has some work to do to reach Zimmer to claim the top spot in the silver. And he has Thomas behind him. The only drive-through so far was Mr. Laurent. And if someone catches this and have not seen eSeniors before, Steve Young now 2:07.2, his fastest lap of the race. If you're not familiar with eSeniors, you can follow the link I'm just posting in the stream. That's information about this league, which is racers 50 years and older. We do the GT3 and GT2 racing on ACC, PC platform only. You can find us on SimGrid, on the web. Send us a message here on YouTube. Connect and you will be age verified, and then you can race. We have championship races, 3 championships right now running on Monday, Friday and Saturday, and then the other races are just open races that anyone can, that's part of the organization, can join. You can enjoy racing with these guys. A lot of fun, quite a community, several hundred people now, which is great. So now we're going to see some blue flags being flown, see how people negotiate that as we look at the wing of Thomas. Shannon is way back there, 7 seconds behind. Thomas is really hooking up here with McClellan. See if we can make a move. Looks on the inside a little bit. We have Homer in front that has someone with a blue flag, I think, in front. There's Peter David and Jeremy. Steve Young still in the lead. Cranking out fastest lap now on fresh tires. Jeremy looks a little bit on the inside on Statis. Then we have Peter David and Ollie. Ollie's up 3 positions. Nicely done. Sorry, I had to step away. We're selling our house and there's an open house tomorrow, and there were people knocking on the door right now and tried to get in because they saw the sign, but I guess they didn't pay attention that it was open house tomorrow. Oh, so I had to run down and open the door, and dispatch those people. So anyway, I'm back. See what's going on here. So the good thing is that I have the autopilot on, so that kind of catches the action automatically. For you guys watching, this is the closest on track right now. We also have Thomas. Let's go to Thomas here. Really getting close here to McClellan, and this is for position. This is fight for P2 in the silver. Get on Peter David as well. This is the other fight right now. Peter David and Jeremy Robas with Statis in front. There comes Paolo. That's a lapped car there. Or was it? No, it wasn't. Oh, it was Ellis. That looked very easy. I thought it was a lapped car actually. But yeah, nice move there by. But I think that was strategy too, because that was not for position for Ellis. He was fine where he was. Nawaz is in the faster group. As we see, Ellis was actually, or Ollie passing Dimitri. Now he's up with Peter David. This is all for position. Pretty spread out field right now. Steve Young very comfortable in the lead. 3 seconds ahead of John Saunders. And Richard Cullum also very comfortable in his lead for the bronze. And Zimmer, I'd say he's comfortable too. Peter David is really trying to make something happen here with Jeremy Arobas. Jeremy is sliding a little bit. Less than 8 minutes. Oh, he gets on the corner there, Jeremy. Saw a little bounce. Peter David open up the corner a little bit more, see if he can gain some speed coming through the last couple of turns on this lap. Jeremy currently in P16, up 4 positions from his start, from his qualifying position. See if Peter David can do something here. Should be close enough for some slipstream. No, probably, no, it's not enough. Just sitting there biding his time. There's Thomas. Oh, what happened there? Let's do a replay on that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's unfortunate. So that was contact with... That was costly for him. That was a green car. What was that? Have to see what that was here in this. That was car 86. Oh, Kevin Torrance. Yeah, that was a blue flag situation. And Torrance just went wide and made contact. That's unfortunate to see. When we race and we know that we're not, that we have blue flag situation, pay attention. Here's our resident Aussie, Ollie Linnart there. So now Peter David is ahead of Jeremy. Closest race on track right now, 32 cars remains. So who have, I don't know who has dropped out. Yeah, maybe Frank. Maybe Frank has dropped out at least. No more penalties has been seen. Less than 5 minutes remains. Yeah, spread out field. Steve Young 3 seconds ahead of the Saunders. Drives with the fastest lap as we get into Robert Homer's cockpit. And then after the race, we're going to have interviews, so don't forget that. Hopefully we get Sky as well as the other guys. We can pull them in. Sky is doing his own streaming, so sometimes he's not getting on the chat, voice chat after that. So Zimmer and McClellan and Shannon, 1, 2, 3 of silver, 1, 2, 3 of bronze, Column, Leader and Parks. And Eric Langlois P4 for the bronze, nicely done there. And Brad Banks, the last guy on the grid. Getting him a little bit of screen time. He's down 6 positions. Frustrating race for him. I know Nick Newcomb also had a frustrating race, but he only lost 1 position. But he has been into the pit 2 times, so has James Park and Laurent. But Laurent, I know, had a drive-through. I don't know if these other guys had drive-throughs. I thought they were pitting pretty early. Yeah, Thomas Renier must be a little frustrated. He's down now, he's P5 in the race. In the silver, there's Thomas. And the altercation on the blue flag conditions, unfortunately, and spun around. It's costly for him. That's probably one of the more frustrating situations when you have blue flag. And so he has Nova behind him. Okay, nicely done there. That was a blue flag situation for, I think that was, Newcomb was it, yielding for those flags. Nicely done. So 1 minute left. Let's look at Steve Young as he finishing his race. We'll probably have one more lap. We'll see. Maybe not. Some traffic in front of him. Hopefully that's not going to impact him. Let's follow him. It's 15 seconds. Is he going to be able to get in another lap here? We'll see. No, he's not. So, and he actually short shifted a little bit. Maybe he just didn't want to do another lap. And there it is. There's the winner, Steve Young. Second place, John Saunders, Brad Maris, P3. Then we go down to Randy Zimmer. So it's him, McClellan, and Shannon, 1, 2, 3 for this for the silver group. Decisive win by Zimmer. And Richard Colomb has a win here. Very nice. His first race in this season. Nicely done by him. As Rogerio Santos close by behind him, but that's not for position. And then in the bronze there we have leader Parks. So there you go. That's today's race. Let's go to interview. Need to get another podium up here. Podium graphic. Yeah, that's today's winners. Let's see here now if we can get someone in to talk to. Yeah, there's Steve in the podium interview. And Randy Zimmer is here too. Column, I don't know if you normally see Column. Just get out of ACC. There we go. All right, I think this is all we're gonna have for interview today. So welcome, guys. I'm keeping an eye if Column shows up. So yeah, Randy, talk us through your race. How was it?
Well, all I had to do was not goof up, and I did my best to try to goof up.
Yeah, this is a hard track not to goof up in.
Yeah,
but you look pretty solid out there.
Yeah, coming out of the pits, it was like a Porsche sandwich. There were Porsches on the right, Porsches in the front, Porsches behind, and I really didn't like it.
Yeah.
And poor Robert slowed down to try to give room, and I couldn't slow down enough and spun him out.
Oh.
So that was unfortunate, as you'd say. But I did let him by with a couple laps to go.
Okay, well that's nice. So you try to make amends.
I tried.
Yes.
Yeah. He had lost touch with the guys he was racing, so I feel bad about that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, and a win is a win. So you survived Circuit of the Americas, and Steve, you took the lead. Actually, I missed how you took the lead because I was panning down, tried to look at all the action behind you guys. But then once you took the lead, you were very comfortable out there, looked like.
Thank you. I thought it was a bad start by me, actually. I went real wide because in case somebody went in too deep on turn one. But then when I came out, I don't know if they had an issue. I haven't looked at the replay, but then I just happened to be ahead. So not by much though. I mean, Brad was right there and everybody's lined up. I mean, everybody was so tight. It was just, I think Brad made a mistake a few laps in or something, or halfway through the first stint. He hit the curb or did something on the big sausage in turn one, or did something, and it gave me a gap of about a second and a half, and that's about what that's the break I needed just to keep it there. So we were all really close pace, though. It was a really good race.
And you had the fastest pit stop of the three of you, so that helped too in your second stint there. So,
yeah, by a little bit. I think I came out. I gained a couple tenths. So yeah, it was still all three of us really, had really good stops because we were only probably a tenth or two difference. But I got as far as I know, I got the fast lap, so that's an extra point. So I'll take that too. So I'll take everything I can get when I can get it.
Yeah, good stuff. And then Richard Colomb won his first race this season. He didn't race the last race, so congrats to him too. So I didn't see him on the voice chat here. So okay, well, thank you guys for the entertainment. And we'll see you next race. What is the next race, actually?
The Watkins Glen?
Yeah, you're right. It's Watkins. All right, that's going to be exciting. All right, so congrats, guys. Have a good week, and we'll see you on the next track.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, that's the race, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you on Monday for the GT3 Sprint at Watkins Glen. I hope I'm going to be able to broadcast that unless we have some showings on the house and stuff. So, okay, I'll catch you then. Bye-bye.